This is super common, especially in the HubSpot world where a lot of our customers are tech companies, but putting product and account data into HubSpot and storing it in custom objects. If you're putting accounts or free trials, those can be stored as custom objects. You can track a pipeline of free trials to full paid account conversions. Really common use case there where it just requires some data sync between your product or your data warehouse and HubSpot, and then using reverse ETL or like data share or something like that to transform the information so that it fits well with in a custom object. And then you can use HubSpot to do product reporting, user journeys, stuff like that. So that's a super powerful use case for SaaS companies.
I agree. And integrations are actually a great starting point to think about custom objects, right? If it's called something else in the other system, we used to have to just use one of the standard objects or something in HubSpot, even though it was called something completely different in your second or third party system you're integrating with. Now you can call it the same name that it's called in another system, right? If we look at like a NetSuite integration or an integration with a data warehouse that feeds disparate systems in, if it's called product in the third party system, even though it's like a deal, call it product in HubSpot. So now we've got like actual true naming parity across systems. And that makes things like ERDs and integration requirements document and managing those integrations easier and more scalable. A question we get a lot, Ryan, is, hey, how do I approach this? Or how do you go about doing it? I think I need custom objects, but I don't know what I need. I think start with the data modeling basics is probably always a good data point. Write down what you call it today. You use your language, your industry language. If you're in a mechanic and you own an auto body or something like that, right? Do you call them cars or vehicles? It's simple, but what's your nomenclature? When you're typing it into the system to enter the work order, what's it called in the system for work orders, right? Maybe you have service orders in HubSpot, and now you've got that naming parity, right? And then, so that's how we land on these custom objects, and it's a missing piece for these organizations. And I'd say if I had just a request of everybody, it's just I would encourage everybody to not rethink their HubSpot setup, but just always consider a potential use case for custom objects for better efficiency, better reporting, and just convenience, really, just convenience. And there's just not reasons to not do it anymore. There used to be a perception years ago that they were hard or complex, so you couldn't report on them. I just want to dispel that and say that's just not true anymore. And there's really no reasons to not explore this as a feature.
Yeah, especially with the object library and with it being available at lower tiers. I know we've talked a lot about the ability to name it whatever you want, but if you're on the pro tier and you have access to the product library, there's no reason you can't use a listings object or a services object as whatever you want. You don't need to be an enterprise tier HubSpot customer in order to take advantage of those objects for whatever purpose you need. So maybe your issue is as simple as I need one additional thing in addition to contacts, companies, tickets, and deals. And you can leverage one of those object library objects for that. Or if you're an enterprise customer, truly customize it and make it a full custom object.